Come spend the day with me. My first stop is the bank, which is where I am right now. It's so rainy, you probably can't even see it, but there's no one behind me. I'm at the ATM drive-through and I'm getting cash because my first, well, not my first, but one of my first stops is going to be at Walmart so that I can pay my fiance's Ameren electricity bill because he missed a payment and now you have to go in person and you have to make the payment. Actually, he didn't miss the payment. It came out of his checking and there was insufficient funds, and so I mean, that's essentially the same thing. But once you do that, like, because it's such an automated system, they're just like, okay, this is how you got to do it now, and they won't accept any other payment except for in person. So he went and tried to pay it with tap to pay, but the cash register that person had open didn't take it. It was the one next to them, and I don't guess they had the ability to ask someone to come open that, or anyway. So he doesn't have a debit card. I'm not sure why. I think he wore it out and now he has to get another one. He only does online banking through Capital One, and this is one of those problems that comes with having just an online banking account, or at least a problem that comes with him having that. So now I'm going to be going to Walmart to pay that because I do have a debit card, but I came by my ATM and got cash just in case for some reason they also don't take debit card, because if you live in this world, you know that a lot of things like that also happen. So yeah, come spend the day with me. So in my cup, I have got the Yogi tea, honey, turmeric kind, and I also wanted to tell you, I'm sorry it's loud, but last night we went to a local campground with my 4 kids who are still at home. I have one away at trade school, but my 4 kids that are still at home, we went trick-or-treating last night, and I wanted to tell you their costumes. So my youngest, who's 7, wanted to be, well, we were at Walmart yesterday. We did our annual tradition, which is to go to a city that's about an hour away. We live very, very rurally. So we traveled an hour away to a city that had a Goodwill and a Walmart, and we shopped there. My youngest found a costume that was of the Skibbity toilet, which is a big thing in their culture right now. And so he dressed up as that, and I have to tell you, every kid and several parents at the campground just were like, oh my gosh, that Skibbity toilet. And he has a Leo ascendant, so he was absolutely loving the recognition, and it was just a great night for him. He is a pretty quiet soul, surprisingly. He has a Leo ascendant, a Sagittarius sun, but he has an Aquarius moon, and so he is kind of reticent about relationships. And you know, that's common with Aquarius, is they're reticent about relationships because they know that they have this strong desire to be very unique, and while they love people, they can sometimes see closeness with people as an inhibition to doing whatever kind of humanitarian work that needs to be done. You know, they're kind of apart from it. Whereas Leo, so he's got a total opposition between his ascendant and moon, where Leo is warm and they want to be right up close. you know, Aquarius is detached. But anyway, all of that to say, it was really cool to see him have that moment and for him to enjoy it. We had trouble finding a uniform, a costume that my 10-year-old really loved, but we found a Shrek costume, and he liked that. He didn't get nearly as much recognition, bless his heart, but you know, he looked very cute, and we all love Shrek. My daughter, she is 12, and she is, you know, really into, I don't know, getting older, and her look was very kind of a glam deer fawn, and I only say glam because there was a lot of makeup, like special makeup preparation. I mean, not a lot. She was like, this is so simple, but to me, I'm not really good at makeup, so, you know, it seemed like a lot. She did it all herself, and she wanted a brown leather mini skirt. Leather, I mean, it was not leather, but she wanted that to go with it and complete the look, and that was a difficult moment because the mini skirt was really short, and so not only for, you know, perception purposes, because she's a very lovely young lady that, you know, is developing, and, you know, you never know quite how to navigate that because she doesn't like to talk about it, so I respect that. But we were able to compromise, and it was not without difficulty, but, you know, I said, okay, we can get that, but we're gonna have to wear tights or leggings with it, and by tights, they need to be like blackout tights. I'm sorry, moms, if you think I'm too extreme on that, do let me know in the comments, because I felt really confident about how I handled it, but I can see how there would be different viewpoints, and I am interested in hearing them. But yeah, she was beautiful, a little doe, and then my oldest dressed up like Dexter Morgan, and he had like a black apron and really neutral toned clothes and a big black trash bag and some saran wrap. Anyway, and that was our costumes, and I always go as like a gypsy or Saint Sarah La Kali, the patron saint of the gypsies, or a fortune teller. I don't do that because my mom is very devout Catholic, and I don't want to do anything to offend her. But obviously I let the kids kind of do their own thing and, you know, listen to their own conscience when it comes to that, or if they want to get criticized. So, yeah, so that catches you up. It was fun. It did rain, but we did still have a great time. All right. So I have paid the electric bill, and I returned my battery's not working. Just a minute. I will share the story of how we were able to start my car with a little jiggle at the end. I tell you what, I love that my partner is a country boy that has worked on cars, because it has saved me so much. So much money in the shop, probably. But I was able to go to Whole Foods. I'm leaving there right now, and that's been my day. Yeah, probably something is wrong with my starter, which he's thinking that we could get another solenoid from O'Reilly's and put it around the starter that he replaced a week ago, literally 1 week ago. It was last Saturday, so a little over a week, I guess, one day. But that's been my day. I went to, like I said, now I am gonna go back to our apartment. I'm gonna just settle in and get cozy, take a shower, and on the way there I'm gonna eat this cornbread that I made this week that no one really ate, so I don't want it to go to waste. So this is gonna be my snack, and just have a nice little rainy ride home. This is where I'm at. Whole Foods St. Louis on Brentwood. See you. Might talk to you later. Bye. I took a bite of my cornbread, and then it just inspired me to share that this morning I showed you my big tea that I make. Well, I used to have an addiction to stopping and getting coffee, like if I had to drive anywhere. And it was like, I say addiction because the pull was just so strong, like there was no fighting it. Well, now that I've incorporated this simple little routine of making myself a big thermos of tea, this is how big it is compared to my head. I found this on sale at Marshall's last year. It's from the brand Manna, and I don't need it to ever be any hotter than this. But now I don't have the urge to stop because I have what I want, which is a warm drink. So just a tip for any of you who want to break a habit of stopping places and getting things that you don't necessarily want. Like I know this has good filtered water. I know that it's made out of organic tea because I made it myself. So it's pretty cool.